Let's have a look at semicolon and when to use them. The first instance when you can use semicolon is when you're trying to join two independent clauses together. Now, if you don't know what independent clauses are, there's another video that I've done which you can watch. Now, let's have a look at an example. So this example says, I have a big exam tomorrow. I haven't started studying yet. Now, this is independent clause 1 and this is independent clause 2 as they make sense on their own. So to join them together, we will put a semicolon in the middle here. Okay, let's have a look at another example. So this one says, she loves coffee, he prefers tea. Again, she loves coffee, that is independent clause 1. He prefers tea is independent clause 2. And you join them by putting a semicolon. Right, it's quite easy. Now, the next instance is when you're trying to separate items in a complicated list. So this is important because colon is when we separate items like a simple item. Like I went to shops and I bought orange, milk, and banana, right? So you can put a colon before that. But when it comes to semicolon, it has to be a bit of a complicated list. So let's have a look at the example here. It says the course covers algebra, including equation and inequalities, geometry, focusing on shapes and angles, and statistics, dealing with data analysis. Now, the trick is to, first of all, obviously read it, because when you read the sentence, you can understand, or some things or some sentences might sound a bit incorrect, right? And the second thing is to then find the items in the list, okay? So it says the course covers multiple things. So in here, what does the course cover? It covers algebra, covers geometry, and it covers statistic. So all this other information is just additional information, right? So geometry, focusing on shapes and angles, and then statistics, dealing with the data analysis. So this information is relating to this. 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 So technically, if you can find the items, then you will know where to put the semicolon, because let's just say algebra, including equation inequalities, you put a semicolon here before you go to the next item on the list. So there's 3 items on the list, right? And what you can do is, before the last item on the list, there's usually an and there's always a semicolon before that, okay? So this would then read algebra, including equations and inequalities, geometry, focusing on shapes and angles, and statistics, dealing with data analysis. Let's look at the next example so we can get a bit of practice. Let's read it. The company expanded into Paris, France, focusing on luxury goods. Berlin, Germany, targeting tech startups, and Toronto, Canada, aiming at financial services. So where did the company expand to? Okay, Paris, France, Berlin, Germany, and then Toronto, Canada. So this is item list number 1, 2, and 3. So you know that before the next item, there's usually a semicolon. So here, so then that would read Paris, France, focusing on luxury goods. Okay, that makes sense. Then Berlin, Germany, targeting tech startups. And again, as I said before, same as here. Okay, you put a semicolon before the end. So then Toronto, Canada, and then aiming at financial services. That belongs to that. This belongs to this. And then this belongs to that.